Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and much appreciated you guys checking today's video out. Today we're going to be talking about football head jigs in the month of June. I'm going to give you guys some good tips and advice on how to get bit on them this time of year. Really, June, July, and August are probably my three favorite months to fish a football head jig. So we're going to go over some areas and some little tips and tricks that'll help you guys catch a few more fish with them. Real quick before we get started here, guys, you may have noticed that the View Products shopping tab is back up on my channel. When the videos start, you see a thing that says View Products. YouTube changed that a little bit, and now it's just my own merchandise, the products that I sell on my own channel: t-shirts, mugs, towels, all types of good stuff. We got a bunch of good Live Scope Sucks t-shirts in there if you guys want to get you one of those. So if you're interested, just click on that View Products tab and it gives you all the information for that. Much appreciated. Okay guys, football head jigs, man. I really had a chance to learn from one of the best football head jig anglers in the country, which was a co-angler named Frank Divis. Now, Frank was one of the all-time leading money winners on the co-angler side on FLW for years. He passed away last year, but he practiced with me for a couple of years on the FLW tour, and that's all Frank did, man. He fished a football head jig. I don't care where we were at, anywhere, he fished a football head jig. And what he would do, he'd throw it straight out behind the boat and just hold it like he's, like he's dragging for catfish with a chunk of liver on there. Occasionally he'd just pop it like that, and usually by the end of the day he'd catch a limit of fish. So fishing with Frank, I really saw how effective the football head jig was in a wide range of conditions, a wide range of water clarity conditions, different type of bank structure. So man, I learned a lot from Frank from watching him. But anyway, I'm gonna give you guys a few fundamental foundational tips if you're not real familiar with it, and even if you are, maybe this will help you out a little bit. So first of all, let's talk about the jig setup and everything. Most of the time, probably 95% of the time, I use a 3/4 ounce football head jig. I just think that it doesn't matter if you're fishing 3 foot of water or 30 foot of water. A football head jig is all about making contact with the bottom. You're not concerned about the rate of the fall. You want to get it down there, you want to get it on the bottom. And the reason for that heavy head is you want that thing down there stirring up a lot of commotion. You want it kicking up mud and kicking up rocks and just, causing a ruckus to make those bass to come over there and investigate. So I think that you can get by, if you don't want to spend money on it, just get you nothing but 3/4 ounce heads, and that'll really help you out a lot. Second with that is the color on there. For the most part, I've never seen a situation where some type of a green pumpkin or peanut butter and jelly can be outproduced. It seems like green pumpkin, I'll maybe put some orange in a little bit, maybe some chartreuse strands. If the water's real clear, maybe straight green pumpkin. But peanut butter and jelly is another color you just can't go wrong with in a wide range of conditions. So most of the time I'm using either green pumpkin variation, peanut butter and jelly, and I'm usually matching it up with a wide range of trailers. I like the trailers. I like to use the Zoom brush hog on it. I'll bite it in half, use about half a brush hog. I like the Zoom Z Craw on it. I like the Zoom Speed Craw on it. Any type of a something that's got some curly legs on it for action with that. One of the things I found out about that is if the water is a little bit cleaner than normal, I'll go to a smaller profile like the Speed Craw. And if it's a little bit more off-colored or dirty water, I like that bigger full-size brush hog with it. But man, I've caught a bunch of good ones on that. Just cutting that brush hog in half. And normally, again, I'm matching it up to the color, some type of watermelon or green pumpkin, purple flake, something like that. Usually dipping the tail chartreuse. And apologize for not showing. In normal videos I'd show you guys how to do this, but you guys know I'm working on the tackle room here and I don't have my tackle with me, but I'll describe it as close as I can get. So that's the jig setup. Most of the time I'm fishing it on 15 to 17 pound test Seaguar and Vizex line, and I like that Megabass, usually that 7.2 perfect pitch with it. You really need at least a 7-foot rod, and I like some type of a little bit stiffer tip on it, so I like a medium heavy rod. That's why I like that perfect pitch. That's usually the setup with it. The retrieve, I'll talk a little bit about the retrieve, then we'll get into a couple good areas. The best retrieve for a football head jig, guys, is cast it out there, let it hit the bottom, and just start pulling it like that, and then reel it. What happens is you throw it out there, and you're not reeling along the bottom, you're pulling it, And as you pull back to about this position, start reeling up to get yourself back in position to pull again. But as you're reeling, make sure you reel fast enough where that bait doesn't stop, where it's just still going slow like that. So speed up your retrieve like that, and then get it back and pull it a little bit, and maybe snap the rod tip like that. I get a lot more bites with that retrieve than I do just a straight reeling it in, something like that. But you can mix it up a little bit. I've seen some situations where you can even pop it off the bottom a little bit and catch some fish. So as far as the areas go, a lot of different places you can catch them on it. Obviously the best place in my opinion is a flat point. Any type of a flat secondary or main point. It's a really good post spawn area in the month of June. Flat banks, gravel bank, mud banks, sand banks, just flats. The great thing about a football head jig on a 3/4 ounce size is you can cover a tremendous amount of deep water in a hurry. The thing gets down there, you can saturate casts, you can make long casts with it. It's a great search bait for catching fish. So anyway, guys, that's just the basic fundamentals with it. June is probably one of the best months for it, June and July. So if you guys have not caught many fish on a football head jig, now's the time of it. Just get out there on some main lake points, rig you one up like I talked about, and I think you at least get a few bites on it. So hope it helps, guys. We'll talk later.